The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Oh boy, another Friday night, and you guys all thought that there wasn't going to be another Hot 10? Come on now. What's going on, guys? How you doing, Stein?
We thought there was not going to be another one?
Well, everybody was complaining about how fucking late we were.
Oh.
When? Last week or today?
Today. That was me just joking around. Nobody's complaining. I was working hard, you guys. I was struggling behind the scenes. But
and I'm just going to say, as always, I am super appreciative of Bryan and the hard work that he does, not just on this show, but on other people's shows too. So,
amen, brother.
I appreciate it. Two things though, before we get into anything. One, I see Ronnie's in the chat, but he's in the hospital. So, I don't know what happened or anything like that, but I don't know why he's, watching the show from the hospital, but
his wife beat his ass for sending so much money to us last episode. Don't laugh too hard, Ronnie. I don't want you to hurt, man. Hopefully you're doing okay, brother. We love you. We're all going to send thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also Bill Howie, who goes on Instagram by Howzer, HOWZR. He was in a really, really bad car accident. His car just got, I guess he was driving his daughter's car, who doesn't even have her license yet. And it's bad. He's like broken leg or whatever. He looked pretty bad. So,
hey, Ronnie had a heart attack.
Oh man.
Well,
what the fuck, bro?
Let us know. Spend some time resting. Enjoy the show.
Hell yeah.
When you get home, you can tell us all about it, man. You can tell us all about it while you're recuperating.
Yeah, we'll make sure we won't say anything to make it worse, bro.
Yeah, go over to Ronnie's page. He was selling some like $50 blind boxes or something like that. I bought one. I haven't, obviously he's in the hospital, so I haven't got it yet, but he's only got like 10 of them. It's like $50. Just go buy one and support him.
Start hitting up Ronnie. Hey, where's my blind box at, man?
and Bill Howie was selling stuff too because of that car accident. So I will tell you that I bought this off of him. It was a great price. I've never owned it, and I finally bought me an NYX 398. So I bought that off of Howzer. So just make sure that you go over there if you're looking for something. He's got some good deals on some stuff. I don't know if he sold out of whatever he was selling, but take care of the guys who need it for sure.
Amen. Good shit. I'm gonna send Hood. I think I've already sent Hood. Let me make sure. Hood, you can see the Hot 10 chat, right? On Google?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put the all the books and everything in there so you can see them.
I think Richie sent it to me.
Okay.
Already.
All right. Good. I'm gonna put that in there just in case, though.
You want me to say what's number one?
Dude, people are gonna trip out. People are gonna trip out today. You watch. Shout out to Mrs.
Everybody's gonna hate me today.
Nope. Everybody's gonna realize that you're an honest person. Mrs. Horsecock Express, the $4.99 super chat.
Hey, thanks, Horsecock.
I just think Joe wants to say that. Anytime he sees that, he just wants to say it.
Queefer Sutherland. I like that one.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah,
Queefer.
That's a good one.
Nice.
All right, let's get into it, you guys. We're going to start off with by the dip. And starting it off, of course, our favorite Spawn number 306, the NetherRealm variant, is on By the Dip. Would you really buy this book right now, even right now?
Okay, so all right, so like literally I remember when, months ago or whatever, when these were selling for like what, $1,200-$1,300 raw. I mean, just insanity, right? And I always was like, that's what seems wrong, but and now with all the weird, the weird stuff with this, with people having, dozens and dozens of copies of this, it's not surprising. I would have never actually thought that that this was, that there was only 50 copies available or something stupid. There's no way there's no way McFarlane's going to do that. He's too much of a cash cow, person. He's gonna capitalize on what he can. So
Jesus,
yeah, so
Ronnie, man, you're the best, dude.
what do you do now?
He's dropping a $9.99 super chat. He says, "Love you guys, awesome community."
But this thing is now down to $450. So several other ones of this have sold for like $600 this week, $700, but one did sell for $450. I would assume that it's going to go lower. But if you just kind of look at like other Spawn books, even if there's 1,000 of them, which is probably what there is, there's probably 1,000, maybe 500, 500 or 1,000. But if you look at other Spawn books that are, 500 or 1,000, think of like that, what was it? That Tradesmart, was it like the Tradesmart, was it the blue or the red or something like that? That was,
It was a purple.
or maybe it was purple. I can't remember. It was some one weird, but that's still like a $300 or $400 book, I think. I mean, I haven't looked recently, but I think it might still be. So if you kind of compare it to that, now granted, right now there's a bunch of copies because whoever's got them right now, I think is just like trying to dump them. But once they get dumped, whoever's buying them is probably just buying them to keep. They're not going to resell them. So I wouldn't say necessarily buy it at $450, but I would think that if it gets down to $200, like,
yeah,
I might
just to own one.
I might actually at that point kind of consider buying one, like, because I just feel like the people that are buying them now are people who just want it and they're not going to resell it.
It's almost like the Acetate Gate book. Some people are just waiting for it to get to like $100, and they're like, "I want that book just to have it." So, yeah.
But it is. This thing is definitely a cautionary tale. To one, I would tend to say before any book is technically considered rare, it needs to be like out in the market for several years. There are certain books from 20 years ago. We know those books are rare because you don't see them at shows, you don't see them at dealership, you just don't see them. Nobody has them. So those you can kind of say that's a rare book. These books that are brand new and these weird print run numbers that people are throwing out there, you have no idea if those are legit or not. But give it some years, and maybe it is. Who knows?
Yeah. If you guys didn't see what happened with this, I would suggest you go watch last Saturday's Drama Alert segment and give Red Hood a follow on IG. He's been talking about it pretty heavily, and on TikTok. So.
Well, people were calling me out. I told you, like, just look at the eBay sellers who are selling this book. It's the same two guys, bro. Like, I know for a fact there's one dealer that has 300 copies of this. So take it for what it is.
Yeah. And I see Adam says, right now it's a buyer's market. I've seen something like this since the mid 90s. That's true in some aspects, but I'm telling you, the books that actually are rare, you can't touch them for prices. They're higher now than they were during COVID. Like you can't buy them. Like that ASM 688 Campbell, the Lizard. Mm-hmm. You can't buy that book. You can't even find a 9.8 at all. You might pay $1,200 for a 9.2 or something like that. But I mean, you could have bought that book before COVID for $600-700. You can't touch it now because it's actually. So I think the books that actually are rare, they're worth more now than they ever have been.
Yeah, and let the census tell you also. And me and Brian, we both like what's that comic site of the rare and recall comics, like that they're one of the best at pointing out like hard to find books and rare books, legit rare books.
I would only buy this book if you guys wanted it before. You know what I mean? And I would wait. This is if it, for me, and this is what I'm going to do, because I definitely wanted this book. I mean, this is one of the coolest Spawn books out there, in my opinion. I think it's a even crazier story now. Not as cool. It's definitely crazier story. But I'll definitely probably pick one up if they drop 200 or below, just to have one. But I'm going to wait. I'm definitely going to wait. I'm not going to be the first person to take one at 200 either. There's these two clowns that are selling them on eBay, that have been selling them for $1,000 a clip for like months now. And I definitely wouldn't buy from them too. I'd wait till it goes through a couple people's hands first. I don't know.
I still just don't understand what possible gain they would have even taking a picture of that. If you've got it, why on earth would you take a picture of it? That's just like, bad business.
It's like the Mike Witt 89 Upper Deck card, man. Just ruined a cash cow. But it's kind of shitty to do, but you would have had a cash cow until you retired. You could have, yeah. You got a big bill you got to pay?
Huh?
What's that?
What? Huh? I was just thinking, what do you think the people that spent like $3,000 on this Spawn book?
Oh, they're going to tell
what
us.
They're thinking.
They're going to say that they don't care because they wanted the book anyways, they love it and they cherish it. But inside, they're pissed because they thought this was the rarest Spawn book ever.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, what about the people that paid like $750,000 for Jordan PSA 10s?
What about Probstein, who just got rejected on 10-star graded rookies by the eBay vault?
Oh,
yeah.
I wouldn't even fuck with Star. You know what I mean?
So when we talk about in the comic world, we talk about that's a $500 loss. Okay, it sounds terrible, but man, some of those cards, man, you're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars down the tubes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy, dude. That's nuts. All right. Let's continue on to the next book for Buy the Dip. Moon Knight, #1, the 1 in 25. This is from the 2016 run. I wouldn't call it iconic, but it's close to iconic. It was talked about pretty heavily for a long time after it came out.
Yeah, that Moon Knight has some really good variants. I wouldn't say that this one is like super rare, not like the Sienkiewicz or anything like that, but it's not one that you see every day either. Yeah, people love this book when it came out. They loved it for a long, long time. But if you ever wanted it, I would say now's the time to buy it. A CGC 9.8 of this just sold this week for $37.
What?
Yeah, $37. So,
if you ever want to see if these people ever ship it out, I'm sorry, my kid was playing on the computer, man. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to ship it.
Yeah. The #2, is it the #2 or #3? There's a Tedesco, I think, in the same run, right?
Yes.
That's like really, really. these are like gorgeous Moon Knight covers, but maybe it is a heated blanket. Maybe he's just trying to stay warm. I don't know.
I don't know, man. For $37 for a 9.8 of this, I think somebody just got really unlucky, and somebody got really lucky at the same time. I hope it went to somebody that really wanted it, and it wasn't just.
Can you imagine the guy having to pack it up? Fucking shit! God damn it! Throwing it out to the mailman. Here, send this off. Fuck it.
Yeah, maybe. All right, how much did it sell for? $37 for a 9.8. How much do Raw sell for now? $2. Moving on. Dr. Aphra, number 1, the 1 in 100. This book was a darling less than 2 months ago. People were talking about this book, selling them for $500 Raws.
A year ago, 9/8 of this sold for $2K.
Now you can get them for $100.
$100, $100 to $125 for this book raw now. So,
some of these books, like, people just got to hold on to them, man. Like, I mean, Aphra, like, everybody was speculating she's going to come out in this show, like hang tight if you've got some of these books. Like, don't like shit the bed completely, man. Hang on to some of these books and just wait. I mean, like, if she pops up like here in the next couple of years, you're gonna regret it, man. I would say on that character.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a number
book, though.
Yeah, it's not the greatest cover.
The cover's not all that though either.
And it's a number 1 of a Star Wars book, so it's not like, even though it's a 1 in 100, it's still. I mean, there's probably a bunch of copies ordered. It's not like if it was like number 7 of a, Usagi Yojimbo or something like that was a 1 in 100, you'd be like, that's probably pretty hard to get. But
that's a good point.
But it's definitely not the greatest cover. If it was like some really, really good cover, I might feel different about it. But I don't like this
an
cover.
Audi or something.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the next one, which is number 1, in which you can get a 9.8 CGC for $40. I remember when these were selling for $40 raw the week they came out.
Yeah, this book, I mean, can you believe that this is 2014 or 2016 when this came out?
2014.
2014. So this book is 9 years old now. One, that makes me feel exceptionally old because I feel like I just read this just recently, but it was.
I remember picking it off the shelf, man.
It got really hot. Then everybody forgot about it when they stopped doing it. And then it got hot like 6 months ago because, was it Scott Snyder or somebody basically said that it was definitely they're making a show or something.
Yeah, they were.
Like it was. So 9/8 of this jumped up to well over $125 again. And now we've heard nothing again. So now it's back down to $40. I still thought it was a great, even though it was only 6 issues, it was still a really good story. Like, I don't know, $40 seems, $40 still seems like a deal on this. I know there's a couple variants, that were pretty cool, but what was it? There was an NYCC, right? That was like really hard to get, right? Was it NYCC or
there was the Air too, right? There was an Air on like the 1 in 10 or something like that.
Something. It's so long ago, 9 years.
Yeah,
I know, 9 years. I can't remember, but
well, there you go, you guys. Go pick it up. could turn into Dead Spec is always cyclical. It'll come back around in 2 months. You watch. Moving on. Action Comics 595, one of my favorite books. I love this character. I love the look of her. She's badass. There's some really good variants out there for her. There's a really good cover later on in the Supergirl run, I think, where there's like 2 covers where they look similar, the way they're posing on the cover. It's just really good. Really great looking character. I always hoped that she would turn into something. There was that little bit of spec on her back when Flash, I think, was going on. The TV show.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And this is from, is this like late 80s? Is this?
Yeah. Silver Banshee was 87.
87. Okay. I was looking at the logo in the price box thinking, I think that's probably late 80s, but I can't remember for sure. But, yeah, this week, this one sold, a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $90, which is the lowest price since 2016 on this.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
It's a long time.
Yeah. People are forgetting about it.
Yeah, and that's usually when these books, I mean, there's so many comics to buy. There's so many people that want so many different things that you kind of just have to remember about books that a lot of people used to like, but have basically just forgotten about.
Yep. Yeah.
I've forgotten about this completely.
Now you can pick one up for as little as $90 for a 9.8. Moving on to the next segment. But before we do that, you guys, I'm going to bring you guys into the Matrix for a second because I got to talk about the homie. Hold on here. Welcome to the Matrix, you guys. There we go.
I love the
Make
Matrix.
sure you guys go check out Spec Media on IG. Support our boy Richie. We have a book to give away for him that we were supposed to give away tonight, right? What do
Yes,
we know
we
what
were.
we're doing about that? Are we gonna wait? Should we wait for him?
So he
Yeah.
said wait to MCM
Okay. So tomorrow
Yeah,
night we'll give it away
tomorrow night.
The nice Hit Monkey 9.8. That was the last, or that's the last Stein pack that has not been shipped. Yeah, Hit Monkey second print 9.8, super expensive book. Somebody's gonna get it for free.
Wow. Not bad. All right. Well, check out Dollar's page, Spec Media. He's putting out great content. He's been killing it on cards lately. He's always killing it on cards. Who we joking? But moving on. Shout out to our boy Dollar. Let's get into the almost 10. Starting off with our boy, the Honky Tonk Man.
I feel like we should have like a song like almost 10, something like that, dude. You know?
I'm sure we could do that, dude. I'm sure
All
we
right.
could do that. We'll figure it
I'll
out.
come up with something.
Okay.
I'm in charge of segments.
Yeah. WWF
Segment intros.
WWF Magazine, Volume 6, Number 9, the Honky Tonk Man, the cover boy. What's going on here?
Oh man, you know when I saw this, so I mean this is from the late 80s. So I was like 12 when Honky Tonk Man and all those wrestlers, way before it was WWE, it was always WWF. And I mean I remember those as a child. Superfly Snuka and
Yep. That was my favorite
Junkyard
wrestler.
Dog and
JYD.
man, I love that stuff. But yeah, this was interesting. So I think this may be the only graded copy even available. But I would think, because as popular as WWF was back then, there had to have been a million copies of these printed, right? I mean, magazines were huge back in the 80s, and WWF was like right on, you know, it was massive. I don't even remember. He's got the title belt. I don't even remember him winning the title.
Yeah.
Like,
He probably took it from somebody,
Takes
dude,
the
knowing
title.
him.
Yeah, September
Man,
87.
I don't even remember that.
The only WWF magazine I remember buying was when Lawrence Taylor fought Bam Bam Bigelow. Was it Bam Bam Bigelow?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I remember that.
That was the dude with the was that the dude with the tattoos on his head,
Yeah, the fire
on his bald head? Yeah, the fire. Yeah. Yeah. So there was a CGC 9.4 of this that sold this week for $310. I don't know if that's a good. I mean, like I think it's the only one. It's the only sale that there's ever been. I don't know if that's a good price or not. I have no idea.
What if the Honky Tonk Man bought that book, bro? And like, how would
Is he still alive? Is he still alive?
Oh, that's cold blooded, dude.
I mean, think about wrestlers from the. I mean, they like most of them. A lot of them are dead because they were so doped up on steroids. Now that guy was probably.
See if he's still alive. Track him down.
All right, here we go. Somebody's gonna get to it quicker than me. Is Honky Tonk.
We were doing a spec show, not a spec show. I think it was on Ben's. Long story short, and
he lives in Phoenix.
Oh wow!
He lives in Phoenix. He bought it, bro. No, but like we were doing long story short, and we're all, man, I wonder why this artist hasn't. He's badass. I wonder why he hasn't done anything recently. And I looked him up. I go, because he's dead. That's why, Ben.
Hold it. This says he retired in 2019. What? He was 60. He born in 53. What in the world?
Like the Tom Brady of wrestling, bro.
Holy cow. That's crazy.
He's honky tonking it, man.
Well, there you guys go. Be on the lookout for WWF magazines in high grade. They will sell for money. I feel like, you know what, dude? I didn't say this anywhere yet because I've been thinking about it for a while, but I think we're going to do it. With all the talk about magazines lately, with the grading companies finally putting out, I mean, CGC needs to fix their cases with how they move around in there, but they look great. Their cases are starting to show up with graded magazines. We got a lot of magazine talk on this episode alone, but you know, we got, you know, group DMs about magazines, and we're talking about all this stuff. And you know, shout out to Blue Green, you know, who's got a great IG on it. I want to do a show where we just all bring our magazine collection and just talk about what cool magazines we have. You know, whether they're comic magazines or what. I know I got a ton of, you know, stuff I could show, but I think that would be a cool, just like a pickup show, you know?
I mean, there's a lot of meat on the bone with magazines, man. Like that's if it hasn't dropped, it's fixing to drop. I mean, because like when movies aren't doing well and, you know, and this, you know, people are trying to speculate, where can I make a good investment, a good play? I would say, you know, high grade magazines of magazines that people want, get them graded and do a flip that way. But I mean, there's meat on the bone with magazines. You're right, Brian.
Yep. All right, moving on. Speaking of magazines, one of my favorites that I don't own yet, that I'll eventually find, the Comics Journal, number 84. The first published McFarlane art that he sent in to a letters column. You guys know I talk about letters column all the time, whether it's in the Comics Journal magazines, other comics magazine, and even comics, you can see creators send in letters. But in the fanzines, they would send in art too. So you see a lot of you know, up and coming artists. You know, they're a lot of great artists who were up and coming artists at that time, or kids sending in stuff, you know, in these old magazines. And here's McFarlane's.
Yeah, and is this like big, or is this? I mean, is this like
Known?
Sports Illustrated size, or is this like?
Yeah, it's big.
You know,
it's big. It's magazine size. Yeah.
ooh. So
Yeah.
oh, that black. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine trying to get a high grade copy of this? There's no way, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's gotten like bagged. I mean, there's people that bag everything.
A lot of people didn't know about it. I didn't know about it for the longest time. This was one that I did not know about. I had to add it to the Beyond Wednesday's creator list.
What year was this, Brian?
This came out before Coyote 11, 83.
83. Wow.
September 1st of 83.
And it just said we're highlighting Todd McFarlane. He's still got a lot of work to do, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm looking at the census. There are only 2 blue labels on the census of this book. One is a 7.5 and one is a 4.0.
There you go.
There's 7 signature series. My guess is they're McFarlane. It doesn't say, but there is 192, 3 8.0s, 2 6s, and
Probably
1
owned by McFarlane.
5.
Yeah. Right.
That is literally it. Like there's nothing else on the census. It's crazy.
They're out there, man.
And it does. They do notate the first published Todd McFarlane art on letters page on the CGC label.
On the label? Wow.
Yep. So, but yeah, this one sold raw. I was looking at the prices of this. Normally this thing sells for like 60 to 70-ish or something like that, but this week it sold for 115. I didn't really look at the condition to see if it was like high grade, but I figured this was interesting enough to at least talk about, especially with the sale raw higher than anything else that I could find over the last couple of years. So it's not like it's super expensive. Now I would say if that 9.2 signature series, since that's top of the census, that was probably going to be pricey, but anything else, I would think this is I would think all the rest of the copies must be low grade if there are no high grade copies in the census.
You would think you could find this at a con, dude, like in magazine, just back issues and stuff like that, and just pull it.
I bet you could find it at a comic shop, bro, because comic shops get these all the time in collections. This right
Chloe
here
says he has a CG stick.
If this is true right here, there should. I mean, I can see why it's true. They put those in comics, for young GIs who are gonna, have a chick they're gonna marry once they get out of boot camp type thing. So I could totally see them putting them in nudie mags also. But if they're in penthouses, that's got to mean they're in Playboys, and that would be cool if that's the case.
That'd be a big deal.
9.7. Yeah.
I was like, man, you got a 9.6. The census doesn't even show a 9.6.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a cool book. Very, very cool book. All right. How much did you see this sell for, do you say?
115 raw.
Oh, man, I would have bought that. That's why I hate these. I hate doing this show because of that's the only reason I don't like doing the show is because if we find out books that we should have bought. That's why I hate doing market reports. Moving on. Star Wars Adventures number 7, the retailer incentive 1 in 10 cover, first appearance of Hondo.
Yeah, holy cow, this thing sold high this week. Now, what is up with this character, this Hondo? That's that weird looking thing, right? He looks like he's
dude in the back.
Oh, yeah. This thing sold for $340 raw this week.
Wow. See, on the old Ralph McQuarrie art, like there was a character like that was Chewbacca, but it resembled this character. Yeah.
Yeah. So Filoni made him look like this because of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, I know we heard him talk, and we saw him in the Didn't we see him talking in the trailer for Ahsoka?
I have to go back and watch that.
I can't remember.
But if he's going to play a big role,
yeah,
maybe somebody knows something we don't. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money to throw down on a book like this.
Wasn't he already in Mandalorian?
Rebels?
Was it Mandalorian? Didn't he play a role?
Was he
where
in
he was sitting
Mandalorian?
at a bar or something and talking? I can't remember.
Frankie says someone just confirmed it.
Okay, there we go.
Who knows? I never know. There's so many people that confirm all kinds of stuff, and I mean, I can confirm. Hey, if you guys want me to start confirming things, I'll be right sometimes, right?
Zeb was in Mandalorian. Okay, I'm thinking of Zeb. Isn't that Zeb in the background there? Which one's Hondo?
Oh no, Hondo is
He's the guy that does the Star Tours stuff or something. The Star Wars stuff.
I have this all wrong.
I mean the Disney stuff. Yeah, he's a pirate. Yeah, Hondo's the pirate. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I always got those two confused.
Okay. Wow. So Hondo's gonna be in. Yeah, he's the host at Galaxy's Edge. He's gonna be in Ahsoka. That's interesting.
I don't know. I'm so confused on all this Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Guess that's why I don't buy any of it.
Yep. Well,
hopefully Ahsoka's good, dude, or I'm just gonna fucking just retire from this shit.
I'm pretty much there too, bro. I'm pretty much there too. My buddy Keith won't even watch Ahsoka. He's already there. He was there 2 years ago. I hate that. Moving on. Amazing Spider-Man issue 607, The Newsstand. It's a newsie. Watch that first step. It's a doozy.
Yeah, bro, this man. Now, granted, getting a CGC 9.8 is probably massively difficult, but this thing sold for $2,000 this week for a 9.8 newsstand. I like newsstands. I'm not sure I like newsstands that much.
How much? 2,000
for a non-key.
Non-key.
This is a key,
bro. You see that cover?
It's a cover key. It's not a. It's not
What's
a
the
guts
difference?
key.
Who cares?
Oh. Well, okay. So look, I've got like 3 criteria for books. So it's either a good cover, a good story, and a first appearance, or both. If it's got both, if it's got a good cover and a first appearance, through the roof.
Storm.
But if it's
if there was a nightclub,
if it's only got one of the other two, it lacks.
No, if there was a nightclub and you had to bring a book to show how legit you were, and you showed them this book, okay, you can come in.
Yeah,
bro.
You know what I mean?
Am I taking a comic book to a nightclub?
Well, no, I'm just saying.
What kind of nightclubs are you going to?
I don't know. I'm going to a
it's like a secret society.
Bro.
It's a secret comic society. Skull and Boners.
You had the honky tonk man up here. I was like, man, nobody even says that, right? Where y'all going? We're going to the honky tonk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I agree. I 100% agree. It's a cover key. I don't think it's not a check all boxes key.
Oh,
yes,
man.
I agree. I'll agree.
If this had a first appearance in it, it would be that $2,000 book would be a $5,000 book.
First appearance of this girl drawn like that.
Yeah, that's a key, baby. This book turned
drawn
J.
in that
Scott
way,
Campbell
bro,
into a cover artist. You know what I mean? Moving on. Speaking of J. Scott Campbell, how about this? J. Scott Campbell's Vintage Tin Sketchbook from 2006 San Diego Comic-Con.
I've never even heard of this one.
I was at.
Have you guys ever heard of this? Do you have this?
I don't have this. I wish I did. I was there though. It's
a good. Now I'm confused. It says vintage tin. So is this like? It's a collection. Cover metal?
I don't know if it's metal. This is I think he calls it that, but it's a collection of sketches and stuff, convention sketches, and it's like a sketchbook. It's his art book, you know. Shout out to BB66 with the $1.99 super chat. He says, "Mama."
So
My
I
dad
picked
still
up
says that to me.
Campbell's sketchbook from my
Ooh.
homeboy Steve, and look, it was fucking signed, dude.
Hold on. All right.
Well, it's Campbell. You know he's going to sign it. He loves writing his name
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not
Look at
signed
that.
on the front too.
It's fucking beautiful, dude.
It
and the
is.
back and on every page.
Yeah.
Hey, man, don't be talking about Campbell, bro.
This is beautiful. I think this is a cool little find, and look how much sketchbooks are, dude. They went from being not really selling in the secondary market to being 5 times what you would think they would go for. Every Adam Hughes sketchbook is selling for $100 or more.
Yeah, this one sold for $200. And I really like this one because this one has it just got that it's got that tattoo look. With all the colors, it just looks like something that somebody would have as a tattoo.
Yeah, the flags.
I didn't know anything about this one. Otherwise, I probably would have bought this years ago. But
Oh, Chad Cave said he has it.
Ah. Ding 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 ding. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this one. Limited to 1,500. Moving on. Oh, my boy, Mighty Mel V. Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers Unleashed, number 4 of the Scotty Young Throg variant. I hope Mel finally got one. He probably finally got one, sold it to get a haircut, and then got another one, and then sold it on a their sale on YouTube, and then needs to buy it again. That's probably what he did.
yeah, I don't know. This was his sale, though, right?
I don't know. Was it?
I think this was his sale.
So
yeah,
he
so
sold it.
Yeah, so CGC 98 of this sold for $900 this week.
I bet you he paid close to that.
Really?
He was looking for this book for a long time, dude. A long time.
Are they specking Throg is going to come out in the new Loki or what?
No, this is just a tough book. It's a Scotty Young variant.
okay.
Very, very tough to find. Cool
Okay.
cover. Yeah. This is just another straight up cover.
Man, I do this game so wrong. I buy books cheap and then they're hard to find and then I sell them and then everybody wants them. And I don't know why I do that. I just need to not sell anything. How about that?
Yeah, no, you just need a hoard, dude.
But then what am I going to do with it when I hoard?
Well, send stuff you don't want, sell stuff you don't want.
Well, I don't know if I really want half of it. But hey, let me just tell you. So I was sitting there and I just happened to look at the email that Cover Price sends out, which is funny because I don't even have a membership to Cover Price. I can't even read their articles or anything like that, which is really funny.
Now.
Huh?
As soon, as soon as Matt hears that, he's gonna be like, "We need to give Ben free Cover Price."
I saw, they sent like their weekly email or whatever, and it's got all these pictures of all these books that are like on their Shakers list or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, that was in my Stein pack. Oh, that one was in my Stein. That one was in my Stein. I'm going, come on, man.
People are selling all your books.
Yeah.
Somebody tackle him, man. Jesus Christ.
So dumb.
Moving on. Speaking about cover onlys, Weird Science Fantasy, issue number 29, a classic Frazetta cover, my favorite Frazetta cover next to Vampirella. It's just so, this is like rough and gritty, and it is the last pre-code Frazetta cover.
Yeah, and we talked about this book a long time ago about how he drew this and they just threw it in as the last issue, like just but this week there's an actual Frazetta CGC signature series of this book. So I'm not sure when did Frazetta die?
The 2000s, I think. Maybe in late 90s,
Yeah,
early 2000s.
So CGC came out at like 2000, right? That was their first year.
That's a great question. Let's take a look because I don't want to put words in people's mouth.
So it was definitely an old label. I didn't look to see when it was signed, but it is a Frazetta yellow label.
He died in 2010.
2010.
Wow.
Okay, so he could have some signature series out there, but I would think they're pretty hard to find. But this sold a CGC 2.5 of this signature series sold for 4,500 this week. It must be the only signature series because the exact same book with the same serial number sold in 2017 for $740.
Oh my god, dude!
And this week it sold for $740 in 2017, and then sold this week for 4,500.
God damn, bro!
If I had $5,000, I would have bought that book.
You think
That's
that
a book
hits
that
10,
is a-
10 grand in a couple of years? Dude?
Yes, exactly. That is a spec book. If I ever seen one, man. Probably
I think
one of the greatest artists, if not the greatest artist. You know, people could put him up there as greatest artist of the 19th century. You know, that he's in the conversation. He's in the conversation, right? And that's not just comic art. Science. He created. I feel like the science fiction fantasy art world. You know.
Yeah. Take a guess at whose book this was.
Oh my god! Don't tell me it was yours, bro.
I don't sell anything on eBay.
Okay. No, in 2017.
Doc Joe.
No, it's not a 9.8. Doc Joe wouldn't buy that.
Doc Joe would buy that in a second.
Think who was buying well, it was John Z's book.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. He's a smart. Damn it! I wish I would have known that. I would have bought it from him. I would have told him I'll make payments on it.
No, that was his sale, or he sold it in 2017.
No, he sold it this week.
Oh my god. He's buying lunch.
Wow, dude. That's crazy. Good for him. Good for John Z. Moving on. Nazi Zombies, issue number 1 from the Old School Antarctic Press logo. Look at that. Old School Antarctic Press logo at the top. 2012. This came out.
Not a $4,500 book. I promise. Not a $4,500 book.
Okay,
bro.
Yeah.
But I did see like one. I saw this and I was like, I don't even know what this is. I've never heard of this title. I always feel like if you throw the swastika like front and center, like even though you're talking about Nazis, like it just seems really like,
yeah.
Imagine being in a comic shop.
Yeah, we're gonna not only do a comic about about the worst thing, but we're gonna do a comic about 2 of the worst things put together.
No shit. Like if you're in a comic shop, right, and you heard somebody, hey, did you get that Nazi Zombies number 1?
You wouldn't think twice about it.
Man,
Yeah,
that's a serial killer right there, bro. Right?
yeah, it's weird.
A whole bunch of water on your face. And did you get the Nazi Zombies number 1?
Oh man, this one was just so weird. I was like, it sold for $26. And I think Cal said Midtown had this in their dollar bin. But yeah, this one sold for $26.
Wow.
I don't know. I have weird feelings about.
I feel guilty having it.
I mean, I know it's like you know it happened, so it's like it's not like a surprise or anything like that.
The zombie shit happened?
No, oh my gosh.
This shit's true, bro. The zombies are out there. No, they're just crackheads. Nazi crackheads would be worse, bro.
Fentanyl zombies.
Make a comic of Nazi crackheads.
Yeah, I seen these all over the streets of Seattle last time I was there, bro. Trust me, they're everywhere.
But I would say, I would feel weird going and putting this on the counter. Like, hey, I want to buy this book. Like, this feels like it needs to come in like a black or a, unmarked, blank brown, box.
Yeah.
That's the only way you'd be okay getting this.
Jeez.
No, just have it with a couple of My Little Pony books there at the register.
That would be funny,
Sandwiched
dude.
in the middle there.
That would be funny.
Hopefully you
Yeah.
don't think wrong of me.
Wow. Mighty Mel V's in the house. And yes, shout out to King of the Golden State, who is 19 feet tall. I met him in San Diego. Really, really cool dude.
What's up, Mel?
19 feet. That's probably like a record.
First time I've ever been standing next to Sean and both of us are looking up at somebody.
Really?
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean,
Cool dude.
Blue Green's
And
tall
I
as
heard
shit,
I
too,
heard his
man.
voice. I heard his voice behind me, and I'm like, "That's King. That's what? Hold on. That's King of the Golden State." And I turned around, and then I went, "Oh yeah, that's King of the Golden State. He's like 9 foot tall."
I mean, Brian's tall, but when I saw Blue Green for the first time, he's tall as shit, and I go, man, if I knew you were that tall, I wouldn't have talked shit to you, man.
Yeah, he's the Undertaker, right?
Right?
That's what Mel calls him, the Undertaker. He looks like Mark. What's the Undertaker's name? Anyway.
Oh god, I don't know his real name.
Yeah. Yeah.
The-
Wait, are we gonna get kicked off of YouTube for this? Oh no! Damn it! Yeah.
Take it off.
What?
Moving on. This one's cool. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, issue number 1. This is the staff exclusive cover. They gave these out to staff at Boom and Nickelodeon and some other place, right?
Yeah, I couldn't find much information on this. I couldn't really
IDW.
find any sales. I couldn't even really find any sales either. This was just last year. This was the only sale that I saw. This book sold for $500 this week. So when we talk about weird sales, like somebody spent $500 on a Power Rangers Turtles 2 exclusive. How many people are on staff?
I'm
They
going
got
to make a mock-up of a table showing like 30, 40 of those books.
I bet you there's probably only 50 of them max. How many are there supposed to be?
I
Do we
don't
know?
know. I couldn't find any other information on it, but
Yeah.
hey, man, I will say we are all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't like what we're talking about right now, just wait like 30 seconds and it'll be somewhere else.
Oh wow! Shout out to Mama Comics Lucy. She says Jen talked about this book on Tuesday on Nearing Nerdvana. Shout out to Nearing Nerdvana, you guys. Make sure you guys are subbed up. Most of you people are because they are on YouTube right before us. So I see a lot of you guys in over there on the live chat while I'm getting ready for the show. I'm always watching Nearing Nerdvana on Friday. So whenever they have a show on Friday, make sure you guys, if you're not subbed up over there, sub them up.
And Jen's
Lucy
birthday's
says,
tomorrow.
ooh, Jen and
Laura's on
birthday.
Monday.
Okay. Lucy says it was only for employees, which we said. That's what Jen said. And happy belated birthday to Jen, and happy belated birthday to Laura of Bird City Comics. And congratulations on Bird City Comics sellout of the Delado Sonic in how many minutes, Hood?
1 minute. They sold out in 1 minute. I said they would sell out in 5 minutes. They sold out in 1 minute.
That had to have been bots, right?
I don't know, but they sold them. But
They only had 500 though, so right? They only had 500, I think, and then two other people.
I thought they had 1,000. I thought they had 1,000.
Yeah, it's something like that. They split that with a couple of other buyers, but they sold theirs out. Man, that's good. Good for them. Good for them. All right, moving on. Batman issue 43, the La Mole Comic Con variant. This is from the Capullo Snyder run, and it is a kind of a minor key in the run. It's first appearance of Bloom, who I thought was a cool character. He just didn't pan out very well. He was a cool looking character, or the idea of the character was kind of cool, but I think they messed up where they ended this run. They were on such a high note with all the Joker stuff, and it just kind of died out when Batman was no longer Batman.
Yeah, I don't remember this book.
Me neither.
I saw the cover and I was like, that doesn't even remotely like ring any bells. But if it was a Lamole, it was only in Mexico, right? Are these in English in the inside?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. If they weren't, I don't understand why they would be on the outside, But that's a good question.
Well, Batman doesn't really translate. It's just Batman.
Yeah.
Right? In Spanish.
Yeah.
Says this better, vato.
What does that cover say though? It says yes. Wait, what does it say on there? I don't know. It's too small for me to see it, but
What is it? What are you trying to?
Oh, you mean the word bubble?
Yeah, this better. He says this better.
Yeah, it said this better, vato.
There we go. Thank you.
In La Mola translation.
Yeah.
Orale.
I don't. CGC 9.6 of this sold this week for $145, which seems like a lot to me, right?
Holy la mole.
Oh gosh,
I didn't even know. I forgot about this book.
I
don't
even remember ever seeing it. There's not that many Batman exclusives.
Yeah,
there's some, but not that many.
Well, I can see if you're collecting this run like this, you look at it and you go, "Fuck, I got to get it."
No, they didn't do exclusives, but they did. They really didn't do any exclusives for this run, right?
Not many.
Nah.
There was there was like an RRP for like 28 or something like that. The Bluebird wasn't there like an RRP,
like a Comics Pro variant or something.
Yeah. Then there was, man, I can't remember. There was a few, but not many. Not as many as you would think. You'd think that DC would be pushing Batman out there like crazy, but I guess they just use those to try and bring people to other titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there it is. Finally, on the Almost 10, you guys. Green Lantern number 49, the DCU logo variant. One of my all-time favorite covers right here. Love all the variants of this book. Love all the homages of this book. Just a classic Darryl Banks cover, if I remember correctly. Shout out to Darryl Banks. He killed it on this art. So beautiful.
Yeah. And this is what's funny is, I mean, it's just the Emerald Twilight is just a 3-issue. It's just 48, 49, 50, and 49 is probably technically the only one that's not the key. Like 48's, first Kyle Rayner, 50's the first Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern, but 49 isn't really a key. But for whatever reason, and I think it's because there's super low census on these DCUs. A 9.8 of this sold this week for $550, which is a lot.
That's what people are looking for, man. It's scarce.
Yep.
And just hard to find books, man.
Well, did you guys? I don't know if you guys Hood was there, but I don't know if people in the chat had a chance to see it. But on the Wednesday night review show on Beyond Wednesdays, we talked about Hi Nathan, who is a community member, sending me some information on a Simpsons variant. The Simpsons did a special pack like DC did, and DC made all their DC Universe variants, And the Simpsons from Bongo did a similar sort of thing with their third prints, and they only put it in these multi-packs. And the reason that they did it is because it saved them money instead of having to make a new printer plate for that part of the cover. And so that's probably why DC did it too. It probably saved them money in the printer plate, right? Because that's what Bill Morrison said. I believe it's Hi Nathan that reached out to Bill Morrison. But these third print, they call them for issue number 1s of all the Bongo, it was Bart's head. And for the issue number 2s, I think it was Homer. And for issue number 3s, it might have been Krusty. I can't remember. And Hi Nathan will remind us. And it was only in a corner of that box, and you would put them all together once you got them, got all the issues. It was very interesting. It was just the corner of a big box, and you could put them all together. Supposedly, that was their idea, but nobody's going to cut out, issues. So the reason I bring that up is because that's like the Simpsons version. That's Bongo's version of the DC Universe variant logo. So, or DC Universe logo variant.
The barcode. The barcode.
Yep. Of course, Stein knows about that.
I don't have any. You've never seen them for sale ever.
They're very rare. He said that the issue number 1s, which are Radioactive Man, The Simpsons, Bartman, and what's the other one? There's 4 of them. The 4 Simpsons, the 4 Bongo books. And
I feel like it was maybe was there a Lisa book that came out at the same time?
I can't remember. But the 4 number 1s are the most prevalent. Issue number 2s and 3s of the barcode are super rare. So be on the lookout for those for show. What do you think, you guys? Let's move on. That is the Almost 10. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night, Beyond Wednesday's Modern Comic Mayhem, where Saturday nights are for Mayhem, and that show is definitely Mayhem, and it's going to be Mayhem tomorrow night when we give away what is it? Hit Monkey number 1 second print Stein Pack 7 giveaway, care of our boy Richie and Spec Media. So, all right, you guys, let's get into it. The Hot 10.
It's
Starting
the Hot
off
10
with our Golden Age honorable mention. Super Magician Comics, number 5. The second volume, I believe, of Super Magician Comics. There's like 4 different Super Magician Comics. Number 5 here from 1945. And this is one of the craziest covers I've ever seen, dude.
What the?
And it is messed up, right? First of all, maybe I'm just confused, but why are the KKK people in brown? Is that like a different version of the KKK?
Maybe he's the leader.
That's
of the
elite.
KKK.
That's the elite version.
That's the Crimson Guard. That's
Send out the
guard.
brown unit.
Yeah, that's the shit brown guard.
There's the girl there in like the little Hawaiian. It's what is going on? I can't even figure out. They're like on the side of a hill. They're about to fall off. If they take like one more step, they're going down the hill.
And then there's like a force field or something that one dude's creating, or I don't know, man. This is I'm telling you, cover.
It just feels like people back in the 40s and 50s. It feels like they were just on acid trips like all the time to draw this stuff. I don't know where they came up
Ultra,
with this
baby.
Stuff. Remember, like when he turns in this art, he said, "What do you think? It's a beaut. It's a beaut, baby. Send it to the printer."
Maybe he changed the color of it to make him go, if I change the color of it, he won't know what it is. I don't think that's going to work.
I'm not like really high into that kind of knowledge, so I don't really know for sure, but
I think we know what a KKK member, Klansman looks like. Yeah.
Is there like a magician in this book?
It's a super
maybe they're
magician.
Klansmen.
It's a super magician.
Yeah, maybe they're Klansmen that like do card tricks and shit like that. You know?
Jesus.
Maybe that's what's going on in the background with the little explosion. Yeah. Maybe he was
there
like, poof.
There you go.
I wonder if they just like took whatever was going on in the news at the time and just put it on. Maybe they. I don't get the hot girl standing next to it. I mean, I can understand making a KKK member, a Klansman, a bad guy, but not like hook him up with the hottest looking chick. And I don't get it. Yeah.
It's totally random.
Yeah.
It's so random, but
it's, you know what it is? It's not totally random. It's totally racist. That's a bad joke. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's definitely not the Jamaican flag, AOA. That is definitely not the Jamaican flag. I hope it's not. That would be.
Man, we're going to get canceled
really
tonight,
racist.
man.
I know.
Nazis and.
How much did this sell for?
A CGC 4.5 sold for 1,000 for 4.5. This was just such a weird cover. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to put this on.
Yeah,
just because it's so off the wall.
Man, somebody's happy. He goes, I got it. The one with the brown.
Weird. He's pointing a gun at the chick. Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay, we're idiots. He's holding the chick hostage.
I didn't even see the gun.
Oh, you didn't see the gun?
No.
Why would she be smiling? That's the thing. She's got a big smile on her face.
Like she's into that, dude.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't know these things, bro.
Trigger discipline.
You're
Jesus. Moving on. Our regular honorable mention this week: Godzilla. How does it? And Here There Be Dragons. Issue number 2. The retailer incentive 1 in 25. Godzilla versus anime tentacles.
Yeah, it's really weird, right?
Yeah, especially the one on his nose.
Like he's just hanging out like in the bottom of the sea.
A couple of legs straddling.
Can Godzilla? Right? I guess he's an amphibian, so I guess he can be in like
he was
way
in
down.
The ocean at first, right?
Yeah, but
it's like an innuendo cover, bro.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Why did they use such bad English? Here there be dragons.
That's
maybe
like
it's a cipher. It's a
no,
cipher. We gotta scramble it and see what
it's
it
like
means.
Here there be monsters, or here there be. It's like a play on words for something.
Yeah.
It didn't play to me well because I don't understand what it's trying to say. So,
yeah.
But it is a 1 in 25. It's a number 2. So, I mean, it is IDW, but it's a 1 in 25. Selling for like 30. It just came out this week. So,
oh, it came out this week? I thought it was an old book, bro.
No. It just came out this week. So, it's one of those that's like, you know, sometimes some of your stores, especially in like the IDWs and Boom and stuff like that, sometimes they'll sell their incentive ratios for, you know, if it's 1 in 25, they might sell for $10 or something like that. I'd probably pick it up for 10. I don't know about 30, but I might. Who knows? No, I'm cheap. I wouldn't buy it.
All right, you guys. 208 watching live. Let's get into the list. Starting off at number 10. Night Terrors number 3. The Hulk 340 homage, which is a 1 in 25 variant. I don't dislike this cover, but I'm not in love with it. There's something off about it to me, and I can't really tell what it is, but I like the play on a DC doing Marvel homages. I think that's kind of cool. I always thought that was kind of cool.
Is that supposed to be the Joker?
Oh, God. If that is, you just figured it out, bro.
Whoever it is, I don't know who it's supposed to be, but the forehead looks like it's about this big.
No, that's the Night Terror guy. That is Insomnia. That's the bad guy from Night Terror.
Well,
yeah.
His head looks that big.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's throwing it off. But and the fact that Batman's little bat blades are like 2 feet long, like
yes.
he's not carrying. He's not carrying blades that big, right? Where would he put them? Cut his leg off. That's dumb.
That's it. Tony says, I really hate reflection swipes. I always thought reflection covers was like a niche cover collecting thing. Right?
Sabbath, I don't want to I don't have time to read books anymore. I got no time. And I just took on like a new job. Like now I'm like coaching high school golf. Like I'm a high school golf coach now, so I don't have time to read.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if anybody else made this comment, I wouldn't be talking about it. But because he has a Savage Dragon avatar, this is a great comment right here. Great job. Yeah. All right. Moving on. How much did this sell for?
This is selling for $35 to $40.
What? Just came out, right?
It just came out. It's a 1 in 25. Mm-hmm. $35 to $40.
And a hard pass.
Oh, these are supposed to be boomerangs? I always thought they were like little knife things. I didn't realize that they were like supposed to be a boomerang. I guess so. Batarang, yeah. I always thought like he had the little knives like Robert Pattinson had.
I did too. Yeah. Well, that's a very poorly designed boomerang because I don't think it's coming back.
Well, it's bat technology.
I don't think it's coming back.
And if it did, how you gonna catch it? It's got knives on the side.
Right. Ow! Ow! Fuck, that's sharp.
It's just a flesh wound. Come on.
Right. Man. Inside the book, he's polishing it so he can get a reflection.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Moving on to number 9. This is a cool one. Omega, issue number 1. This is a book that you would normally see on the Almost 10. But because of what this sold for, did you see multiple sales of it?
Multiple sales of this.
So
I don't know what's going on.
This is the very first appearance of Faust. This is Tim Vigil's. I think he self-published this. There was only 1,000 of them. I think they're all signed. From 1988, first appearance of Faust in Omega number 1. There you go, Mighty Mel B. You still listening, bro? There you go. Get on
the old. So there was multiple sales this week. This was selling for like around 300, like high 200s, 300-ish. This week there was a $660 raw sale, and there was also a CGC 90 green label, which it must be because of the
autograph.
The 90 sold for $650. I wasn't even really. There's only 1,000 of these, so it's not like there's a bunch of these out there. But the fact that there was multiple sales this week is kind of odd, unless just one person is like, I just want them all. Man, but who's got $1,200 or $1,300 to buy multiple copies of this?
78 points of articulation says Vigil is promoting it. So there you go. But Tim Vigil is a much beloved artist. He's got a fan base that is just rabid with his stuff. You know that saying, you can create 200 lifelong fans and you can make a decent living. He's definitely one of those people that's got a lot of lifelong fans of his.
It's really weird, and we're going to probably touch on this later, but it's really odd how it really just takes somebody talking about something to people don't know why they're, and it's not even just in comics, it's anything in life. It's just like if somebody's talking about it, it just something in our brain just says, "Oh, I should go participate."
Yeah.
It's like just a need that we just all want to be part of something that's going on.
Yeah.
Something that's going on. And
it's probably
just
gotten
weird.
even worse because of social media, right?
Oh, I would think definitely.
And eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. By the way, Brian, the Faust collection is coming out this October and is in previews right now, says Zabbit. So there you go. That's probably another reason why. Zabbit or X-Abbott, one of the two. There you go.
I'm going to go
All right.
Zabbit.
Yeah, I like that. Moving on to number 8 this week. Invincible, issue number 120. What is this? Thrag versus that character's issue? Thrag versus, what's that character's name?
Battle Beast?
Yeah, Battle Beast, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Battle Beast came out on the short end of the stick on this one.
Yeah.
I think.
I guess.
I guess. I mean, I don't really know, but I don't know if this is somehow tied in. Is the show back on now, or is it
Not yet?
Not yet.
Next,
Season 2 is
November.
coming out.
Oh, November. Oh gosh.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, it was odd. There was like no sales of this, none, like 0 sales for like 2.5 months, and then this week there was a bunch of sales, and they're all in the $20 to $25 range.
you want to hear something
I'm
crazy?
assuming. Oh, who was talking about it? You know, don't you?
It's so funny because you're just talking about this. That somebody says something. I don't know if this is the reason, but it's definitely a reason that some people probably went to go pick some stuff up. So Big Clutch made the comments. I forget. I think it was Funhouse that asked him about the Wolfman Project, and Clutch said that he told a story about somebody went up to Kirkman when he was doing a signing and said, "Hey, what characters should we spec on for to go buy now?"
Walking Dead.
No, not for Walking Dead. It was for Invincible. And
Okay, yeah.
And I guess Kirkman told them all of them. They're all going to be in there. It's telling the story. It's going in order. All of them are going to be in the show. So it's what's their so I mean it's an obvious answer, but I don't know if maybe that made people kind of on top of season 2 being announced and showing in the Adam Eve stuff. So
Clutch kind of alluded to like they're doing the plan is to do the whole thing, and so like the early issues like 20, 21, 22, 20, like those are because it's going to follow the run is what he basically the cornbread he was kind of putting out there. But yeah, the Battle Beast stuff and first appearance of some of these key characters in this Invincible world, like they're cheap right now. I don't know. I mean, there's a few outlier books that are still kind of pricey, but now would be the time to pick up some Invincible stuff.
5 years ago was the time to pick up some Invincible stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We're all kicking
Where you can get everything for $1, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of the later issues. I mean, this is much later in the run. I would have probably not even thought to buy this, but now I will look for it.
Wow, Steve says he has every issue and almost every variant of the series. Congrats.
Wow. Nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Hell yeah. Yep. Too bad. I really messed up with my Kirkman collection. I picked definitely the wrong book. I mean, there's so many good books you can pick with Kirkman, and I picked the wrong one.
Which one did you pick?
Battle Pope. I bought the original art. I bought the cover for number 5.
Hey, you never know, man. It's a property,
dude,
man.
I don't care about it. Battle Pope's my favorite comic book. One of my top 3 favorite comic books of all time. So that's the reason why I got it. But man, I had the ability to buy Walking Dead pages, Invincible pages. Yeah. Man. Anyways.
You got that Battle Pope? Give it to me.
It's a great comic cover to own, the one I got. It definitely is a talking piece whenever people walk into my front living room. They see a big, huge original art cover of Battle Pope where
you got to take a picture of that, dude. Put it on your IG.
If people are Battle Pope fans, they know what cover I'm talking about. Moving on. Number 9. Hold on. Wait. Number 7.
Number 7.
I knew it was going to be back. I knew it. Scarlet Witch.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah. Scarlet Witch, the 1 in 50 Megan Hetrick from issue number 7.
Yeah, this one's going the slow burn.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in 50. Last week it was 50 to 60. Now it's 70 to 80. I like books that have that slow burn.
Like,
and people just
beautiful.
Oh, man.
People just keep buying it and they just keep it, and yeah, I like the slow burn.
Book is different, and it's like, what I was telling you about that Sonic. Like he's never been drawn like that before. Like Scarlet Witch. Have you ever seen her in any other color? Have you ever seen her in this color?
I don't think that's Scarlet Witch. That's not Scarlet Witch.
Oh, I thought that was Scarlet Witch. Oh,
no, that's her on the ground, right?
Yeah, that's that.
Oh,
new character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pass.
No, not pass, man. That's a new character.
Pass. Don't want it.
Really?
If that was Scarlet Witch in green, hell yeah.
No, I think she took it looks like she took over, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm fucking disappointed, dude.
No, that's her. That's her, Joe. You're good.
Yeah, just keep thinking.
Just keep thinking.
I'll just think
Breathe.
that's her.
Yeah, that's Evil Lynn.
Evil Lynn? Evelyn?
Yeah. How much is it selling for now?
Now it's up to 70 to 80.
Okay. All right.
What are they specking on that Disney Plus
WandaVision
Part 2?
I hope not, man. They're not gonna. They wouldn't have time to write the character in.
It's Evelyn.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? You never know. All right. Moving on. Number 6. Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Max Rebo, issue number 1, the Ryan Brown 1 in 100. It's become a thing. When Ryan Brown puts out a Star Wars 1 in 100, it's hot as fire, man.
Why are they doing these one-shots of like literally every single character?
Because they're selling. It makes money. Star Wars fans
Max
are
Rebo,
idiots.
bro.
Yeah.
Is this like a Spider-Man 1 homage?
I was this before the band broke up?
Because it looks like it.
Yeah.
Was this before the Max Rebo band broke up? Is this the last picture with the band together? Is that what it is?
It'd be funny if one of the drummers or one of the guys in Slipknot wore a Max Rebo outfit. And then those are the extra drummers behind him. Do you know Max Rebo is playing with his feet, not his hands?
I was just about to say that. I was like, I think he's playing.
Bro,
with
they made his nose look like a cock, bro.
Yeah, kinda.
And why is he miss? Are his toes like cut in half?
What the?
Except for 2 of them?
Yeah, it looks like it. That's what Jabba did to him, man. Jabba's fucked up, man. Jabba's not a cool dude.
Wookie.
Bro,
he took his arms too.
That little short reel about from those that guy that does that whatever podcast. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's got that girl that introduced herself and
they put in
they put in Jabba's voice when she goes,
"Oh my god, dude!"
Yeah.
What is going on?
The internet always wins, brother.
Bro,
It's
too many creative people,
99 million and 0. So, how much is this selling for now? Just came out, right?
Yeah, it just came out. 125 to 135. So pretty much like all the other ones.
Yeah. We'll see if it carries the the price later. We took a look was it last week that we took a look at the old ones for the Admiral Akbar one? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, and like the Ewoks one, and there was another one too.
Yeah.
There's been so many of them.
The Stormtroopers one. Yeah.
But the Stormtrooper one looks good. I like the Stormtrooper. I think of all of them, I think I like the Stormtrooper the best.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. All right. There you go. At number 6. All right, you guys. Moving on. Number 5. Halfway through, 222 watching live. Journey into Mystery, issue 622. The second print photo variant of our boy Mickey Finnegan over at Swaggle House Comics. On the cover as Loki.
Yeah, $45 raw, and a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $680, which is the highest price ever for that book, 3 times higher than the highest price ever.
Wow!
So
So the highest price
signing for
I
a
don't-
signing, Hiddleston signing or something. It's
I, mean,
gotta
I don't
be.
know. It's the first. It was the first Eichel, or what is that? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
In this?
yeah. First Eichel.
I've never seen this book, like in person.
No, it's always been a hard to find book, always, and especially in high grade. Like there can't be many 9.8s out there, man.
You wouldn't think, but my gosh, I mean, we talk about how down the market is, and then you see sales like this, and you're like, "Damn!"
Because the market has shifted as far as what they want to buy. They're looking for scarcity now, like because that's where the play is. That's
Yeah.
where they can maximize their value on the book. Like these other books that everybody has, like it's hard to sell a book that everybody fucking already has. They want books that nobody has. Look how well, like you against Longshort, saying, "Do you have this book or do you have this book? Have you seen that?" Everybody wants the book nobody has. That's the play right now.
Well, that's good for me, I guess. I got lots of those. Of course, I'd have to actually put them up for sale, but I don't do that either. So,
And that's the thing. When you've got books that nobody has, it's hard to like sell those books because you remember what it took to find it and where you were. It becomes personal because you don't find ghost books like on a wall at an LCS. You find ghost books digging, bro.
yeah.
You know, and it becomes personal. It's an emotional thing. It's like, oh fuck, I got it. Can't
It's like
believe this
opening
was here.
packs. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, what did you say this was selling for?
45 raw and a CGC 9.8 sold for $680,
Wow.
which
You got a
is
signing coming out anytime soon?
See, that's what I would be thinking. That you know,
How cool would it be
A
to
high
get this
grade?
signed in
Fuck
like
yeah.
neon, like a metallic green?
oh
Yeah.
hell
Very
yeah.
cool. All right, you guys, we're halfway through. We've got some fireworks coming up. Moving on to number 4. Transformers, the 2023 San Diego Comic-Con Ashcan is still on the list this week at number 4. Just wait until these start coming back graded. What do you think these are going to sell for?
Oh
graded?
man.
well, they that is part of why it's net number 4 this week.
Oh okay.
This is now up to 400 raw. Oh, and Bleeding Cool, if you want to quote us in our list, you're allowed to mention our names. So just so you know up front. So you don't have to just call it the show. You can actually use our names.
Yep.
We're human. We're human.
Yeah, I won't turn in any pictures of a car accident that didn't happen.
I buy the I buy the old school. What was the crime scene investigation? Lying in the gutters issues. Whenever I see them, so just a heads up. I support you.
Cool. 400 raw, 9.8 sale and a 9.9 sale. 9.9. 9.8 sale of 960, and a 9.9 sale for 1,200.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can
Now,
only get these at the panel, at the Skybound panel.
Wow.
Yep.
now, first of all, I can't imagine that there's going to be any more 9.9s.
Yeah, because they
I found
manhandle
it.
them.
Yeah, I found it an interesting price bump. It was only, it was basically only $240 bump from a 9.8. I just don't know if there's really that big of a market for CGC 9.9s or 10s. I just don't think there is. I don't think anybody cares. If it's a 9.8, everybody's fine with that. They don't need a 9.9. It's more like a novelty to have it, right? Like, oh, I've never submitted anything that's gotten a 9.9 or a 10. Okay, well, cool. Well, I don't really care if I get a 9.9 or 10 anyway. A 9.8 is what everybody wants, so what do I care,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
I mean, it'd be cool to be, like have, the ASM 300 that's the 199 out there. Okay, I can maybe see on like a massive mega key that it's the only one that's graded that high, but just for bragging rights. But I mean, would you pay 10x a 9.8? I don't see who would possibly do that when there's
People that have the money to spend.
But I bet if you cracked it and sent it back in, it would not get a 9.9 because the 9.9 and 10s are just so fickle, and I just don't think that. I just think that I would like to know when they're stamping that as a 9.9, what are they looking at to give it a 9.9 or a 10?
Well, we'll get that information for you here hopefully soon. At least we'll be able to ask it. Yeah. So.
But we could have Matt take out a couple of books and tell us how he distinguishes a 9.8 and a 9.9 and physically show us, right?
I don't think they ever talk about that, do they? Now that I think about it, I think we've asked that before, and I don't know if he even answered that question. I can't remember.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. No
No comment right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see 78 points says the 9.9 makes it a 1-1. I don't think so. It 9.9s and 10s, there's literally I've owned a 9.9, but I had to buy it as a 9.9. And I swear, I mean, I'm looking at that book and I'm like, okay, well, it looks clean, but I've got books that are just as clean that are just 9.8s. Like, I don't know what that bump from a 9.8 to a 9.9 and then from a 9.9 to a 10. I think the difference is so minimal that I don't think you could possibly even detect it at all.
There has got to be something so minor that we don't know about. It could be the shininess of the staples. Like you look at the staples and they're kind of dull, and the staples that are 9.9s are like so reflective. It could be that, and we don't know it, unless Matt divulges something like that.
What does it say in the book that they put out, Hood? Does it talk about that at all in that new book that they put out? I don't know if you've read through that whole thing yet.
Hold on.
Look, so Tony says, Tony says a lot of collectors want to own a 9.9 or 10. I'm not sure they do. I would seriously. Can we run a poll on this? I would seriously. I would be curious to see, if forget value, because everybody would want it just obviously because you're going to get a bump in price.
What do you want the poll to say?
Just would you? I mean, are you like really wanting to own a 9.9 or 10? So, because I'll be honest,
well, I've never say that. Do you actively search for 9.9s and 10s?
Yeah, I mean, like I've never actually like did a search and be like, man, I really want a 9.9 of this book. I don't even look for that. It doesn't even come with my search engines because I could literally care less. Now, if I got one, cool, I'll sell it and take that and buy a 9.8 and just pocket the extra money is all I would do.
So get this, and I quote, like a 10, this grade, and I'm talking about 999, which is classified as mint. Like a 10, this grade is rarely assigned, but allows only the slightest imperfections. One small non-color breaking bend in the cover is acceptable, as well as one non-color breaking spine stress line. The cover must still be imperfectly cut and well centered with no signs of edge or corner wear. A very small amount of distribution ink is allowed, although no ink smears, ink lift, ink transfer, ink distortion, or missing ink is acceptable. Off-white to white page quality can achieve a 9.9 grade.
See,
Like,
that makes
bro,
no sense.
Mint means to me like 9.9. Yep, them pages better be cocaine white, bro.
Well, also, it
You know
shouldn't
what
have
I mean?
any color breaking spine ticks. None. It should have no spine ticks at all.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean, what are we
color breaking
talking
or
about
not.
here, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, see that makes no, like, literally that makes no sense at
Bro,
all.
That's why we're, I didn't want to say much about it, but I'll say this. I've been talking about it for a while. I've been putting together this industry show. The first show has been put together. What we're doing, you guys, is basically going to have 4 people on every show who are in different parts of the comic book industry, whether it's somebody that's a publisher, somebody that's a creator, somebody that's a retail or local comic shop, brick and mortar shop owner, somebody that works in printing, something like that, to talk about these type of things. Because here's the thing, in all honesty, none of us really know what we're talking about. We're coming from the perspective of a collector. We don't know what goes on in the industry and stuff like this. So,
well, when and it's their words, where it's rarely achieved, and you see 9.9s in the past 2 years come out like we haven't heard from 9.9s in quite a while, right?
Yeah.
We hadn't heard from them motherfuckers, and now they're coming out. Hey, I'm a 9.9, and it's just like, wait a minute, bro. Like, I thought we closed the door on that. Now it's like, now you're opening yourself up to. I would get rid of the 9.9 grade because that's fucking annoying. Just either a 9.8 or a 10. Because you might as well have 9.3s, right, and 9.7s. Because I got a lot of books that look like 9.7s, bro.
I just can't believe that they would say that you could have a bend and it's still getting 9.9. That makes no sense.
You can have a bend, bro. We better take all these slabs over to CGC. There ain't no bend. There ain't no crease. Give me my fucking 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I put in the comments too. Page color is a scam anyway.
Like, why do you put white pages when all the pages are black? Yeah. You should put modern pages on there. That's just so annoying too. Dude.
Well, and newspaper is never going to be white. It by definition, it's not white. You put a piece of copy paper next to any newspaper book from the 80s. There is no white. It's not even close to white. So don't tell me it's white.
Yeah, it's that marker that oh my god, Overstreet came out with years ago, that the owl card that gave you the color breakdown and that kind of,
and it's just a scam. Just say if they're supple or brittle. That's all I need to know. If they're pink, okay, tell me they're pink. Cool. I'll tell you. I like to know if they're pink pages.
For me, I've always disliked 9.8 grades with off-white pages. Like, page quality is the most important. Like, I press books. Page quality is the most important because once you start losing page quality, that means your book is starting to deteriorate, right? So page quality is vital. Like if there's a 9.8 with off-white pages, that bitch ain't a 9.8, man. I'm sorry.
But
Because
see,
the paper's already breaking down.
of course. Yeah, but it's so subjective anyway. Like, okay, yeah, get your out card. Well, I mean, I've sent several books in that started as off white, cracked, pressed, sent them in, and they come back white. Now, explain how it can improve in page quality. That's not possible. So, the whole thing is the page quality is just a scam. I just take it off of there. I don't even want to know the color. Just tell me if the pages are supple or brittle. I'm good with that. But yeah, the colored pages is what's really bad. But yeah, the 9.9 thing is just weird. But yeah, if you ever have a chance to ask him about, like, literally show me the difference, because like I said, now some of these people are saying you can't get a 9.9 on something that's not square bound or something like that. The 9.9 that I bought was actually an Aquaman variant, and it was from like the 2008 or something like that,
Bro.
and it was a 9.9, and I'm telling you, I looked at that book for forever, and then I had a raw copy of the same book, and I'm like, there's literally no difference between these two books.
Bro, there's G.I. Joe number 1s, 9.9s. There's Amazing Spider-Man 300 9.9s. There's plenty of books out there that have a 9.9, but you didn't hear about them for a long time. And now they're popping up. Like tell Marvel to go use the printer that these motherfuckers are using. You know what I mean? So I can get some 9.9s. Jesus Christ, dude.
We're coming up on number 3, you guys, and the show hasn't even gotten interesting yet. The guys aren't going to be able to see this, but they'll be able to hear it. Let's move on to number 3.
And now for something completely different.
At number 3, The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man, number 26, Gabriel Delado, trade dress variant, limited to 480.
Yeah, so I sent this to Brian earlier, and he sent it back and said, are you really wanting to put that on there? And I said, well, not really. But I will say, and this is something that I've stuck to forever, regardless of whether I completely hate these books or don't, or completely love these books. If it's a price bump, it's going to be on the list. This one was selling, and I'm just going to go through the scenario. This one was selling for CGC 9.8s were selling for $200 to $250. Then when all the stuff and everybody started talking about this book, and which you would think would have been detrimental, nope. Now they're selling for $300 to $350. So they've bumped up in price $100 just because people are talking about it, good or bad. And I'd say most people are talking bad. But not my purchase. I'm not buying this book. I never did buy this book, but I just want to make sure that everybody realizes that I stay true to my formula as much as I possibly can, even if I completely put a big X and like don't buy whatever. It still deserves to be here.
Yeah, it's there. It's definitely there. That's for sure. That people are talking about it still. People are buying it. I talked about it on my market report the other night. There was a bunch of sales on the book. There was it's been reported $7,000 sale on the Virgin 99. I can't remember. It was a buy it now. People originally reported it was like what, 13 grand or 17 grand, and it was a buy it now best offer, I think, for like 7 grand. It's still selling, you guys. It's still selling. So people are out there wanting to buy it. It's very interesting. It is what it is. It is what it is. Until we see a change in the prices.
I give you my take. I give you my take, guys, right now. But I signed an NDA, and I can't talk anymore about this.
Yeah.
Full disclosure.
Hey, and I'm also staying true. I'm not mentioning where this book came from. You guys all know where it came from. Cool. But I'm not mentioning where it came from. I'm just saying it's the Del Auto variant. So, I don't mention retailers' names, because I don't think it's my place to. But I also, I think if I start mentioning retailers' names, that it looks shady, and so that's why I don't. And I try and stick to that same plan, regardless of where, who's putting that book out. I try really hard to not talk about where they're coming from.
Well,
if they're on the list.
Almost a year ago, exactly. I think we're a few weeks over the year anniversary, right, or the 2-year anniversary of the Baltimore acetate gate. You had that as the hottest book of the week on the Hot 10 in the secondary market. Not because he thought it was a cool book, not because he wanted everybody to go spec on it, because it was selling and people were talking about it more than any other book. It's if one thing that you have to admit, Stein's as honest as he comes, man, as it comes. It's the way it is, and it's the way this show hopefully will always be, and that this list will always be. And and here's the other thing I will say. At some point, that saying, don't hate the player, hate the game. At some point, there's some hate for the game that needs to be talked about when it comes to this book and what's gone on with this book. Less hate about the player and more hate about the game. That's what I was hoping at some point would happen. Like with Acetate Gate, there was some changes that needed to be made. CGC had to be called out on that one, and Marvel had to be called out on that one. Well, if that happened for that book, there are some definite things that need to happen because of this book. And here's the other thing I will say. Joe joked about it, but I've seen multiple people, including people in this chat that I respect, say that they've heard of other people having to sign NDAs with Marvel. A matter of fact, Swag, Bronze Age Nerd, Journals Comics, I've all seen people talk about it, and they talk about this NDA. Every one that I've talked to has said they didn't have to sign an NDA. So I would love to know what the real story on that is from Marvel. Do they make everybody sign an NDA? Are they going to have to sign an NDA now? Did they have to sign an NDA since the Acetate Gate? That could have been a thing at Acetate Gate, and people since Acetate Gate have had to sign an NDA, and people before Acetate Gate didn't have to sign an NDA. So we need to know about that too. That's another, again, we're coming from the side of the collectors and the perspective of the collectors. There needs to be some things said from the industry.
Yeah, it is odd, and I see Doc Joe says putting these on Hot 10 promotes them. I'm not promoting any of these books. I literally, and this is, I would say 95% of these weeks, I don't own any of these books. None of them. I'm not promoting them. I'm not telling you to go buy any of these. I've never ever told you guys, man, you need to go buy this book because it's on. I've never ever said that. I don't promote any of these things. All I'm doing is just saying, and from the research I found, this is what I see this week. These are the books that went up in value this week compared to last week. I'm not promoting them. And I don't care. I could care less where they come from. I mean, they're comics. They're books. They're what we collect. Who cares where they came from? Doesn't make any difference to me. I don't see how that's even an issue.
Yeah.
I mean, the exclusives are. I mean, I'm not promoting the exclusives game. Will you want me to just not put them on there at all? I mean, is it just act like they don't exist? Stick my head in it? I can't do that. I mean, I don't even understand the point.
Passive promotion. I get what he's saying. He's saying that people talking about it, and it's letting people know about the book who didn't know about it before. Passive promotion. I get it.
Yeah, but I mean, so the same thing could be said about Invincible 120. I didn't know about that book until this week, and now I do. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go try and find that book because I know it's selling for $20 to $25. I can make a few bucks off of it, but that's not an exclusive. But I've now made people aware that probably had no idea what Invincible 120 was. It doesn't matter. But why does it matter where the book came from? I don't even understand the point.
That's a great question. I think at some point it matters. I think if it came from, man, that's a great question. That is a question for a roundtable conversation for sure. I think we'll get too deep into something here for this. But that being said, we've got 2 more books, ladies and gentlemen. So before we move on to those other 2,
And now for something completely different.
at number 2, Dwellings. Number 1, the 1 in 10 bloody variant, which in my opinion, I would rather see at number 1 because I think it was the talk of the secondary market this week. Everybody was talking about this book, and I got extra love for this book, but I'm not the person that writes the list. Stein is the one that writes the list. Thankfully so, because we love him.
Was this book even supposed to come out this week?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I looked at it on Midtown. They have it coming out on the 16th.
Really?
But everything that I saw on eBay, these were all live. So I don't really know.
Yeah, they're live.
Yeah, they're definitely live. So I'm not really sure when this was actually supposed to come out. If it was supposed to be this week or last week, but
it came through Penguin. Diamond delayed until next week. That's a bummer. Wow, what a bummer.
Okay. 5-year-old could draw this cover.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing I love about this book. I've talked about it before. I am a new Jay Stevens fan. I went out and bought his first works. I found out what his first works were. They're a book called Sin, and I went and picked up a couple copies because I collect creator firsts. I love Jay Stevens' style. It's kind of dark. It's got that kid cartoony style, but very, very dark and you know, it's like, and it's got almost like a tattoo style to it, to me also, which I love. I love like this feels like a Thrasher comic, you know. It feels like the stuff that I collect. I love it even more because I'm on the search for the first prints. These are reprints put out by Oni. All the original first prints were self-published through a Kickstarter program. He's currently on number 6 of the self-published issues. So if you couldn't get a first print of the reprint of issue number 1, not this book, but the regular one, for issue number 6 on his Kickstarter of the self-published one, he has a tier where you can get all of the Oni reprints and the self-published number 6. So go check it out. There's a Kickstarter. He did Kickstarters for all the first 5 issues, and Oni must have saw it and said, "Hey, we want to reprint it." But this is great stuff. And issue number 2, the 1 in 10, he did the same thing. It's a bloody variant of the regular cover, and it's my favorite, probably my second favorite cover of the lot. It's got that Casper character and a little like, another character like taking a straight razor to him. It's very, very creepy. So I love this stuff.
Yeah. So this is just a 1 in 10. It's selling for 40 to 50. Now I don't know if it's because some of the maybe it may not hold that price if half the shops didn't get their copies yet, right?
Yeah. Say that again. That's why it's selling for so much. Yeah.
Yeah, like because only half the shops got it.
Yeah.
Which
sucks.
So
I think
maybe
that's shitty. That's a bummer. That's the problem with having Diamond still be in the comic business. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it. Diamond just needs to give up the ghost when it comes to comics and just rely on, all its other money-making venues that it has, which it has a lot. It could deal with just the playing the game distribution and all that stuff. They just need to back off of the comic stuff. Hand it over to Penguin and the other company. Luna.
I didn't even know Diamond was still doing it at all.
Yeah.
The cover of it is $9.99 on the dwellings.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Maybe. That's a great.
That's pricey.
Let me make sure on the regular one.
Does Oni do it like Isn't there another publisher that does that for like some of their incentive variants?
That's what I'm checking.
Yeah,
the regular issue though is $9.99 too. Yeah,
wow,
looks like it.
I would think it'd be a little cheaper for a reprint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. $9.99 SRP. That's interesting.
Wow.
That is very interesting.
Man,
it's a little
much. Maybe there won't be that many out there.
Yeah, a little much. Manny says, I grabbed 2 copies of cover A, but when I saw the $9.99 price tag, I promptly put back 1 copy. Yeah, totally. I would have done the same thing. I would have went in and grabbed all. If all 4 covers were there, I'd have grabbed all 4, and they would have said the price, and I would have put 2 of them back, guaranteed.
So, do you think the play would be go find the Kickstarter?
100% that's a play, but good luck, dude. There's none on eBay. There's only one on eBay for 1 issue, and it's UK, and he wants like $80, including, and then the shipping's like, it's like $80 total, and then there's like a $40 shipping, so it's a lot of money. But other than that, you can't find. They've all been sold out ever since that it got announced. It was only was doing the reprints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Sands Group says, "Yo, Brian, quick question: are you a believer in Disney Lorcana? I'm very tempted and want to know your thoughts." I definitely was. I don't know how much I am now, though. Especially with the lawsuit stuff that's kind of in the background. But they're beautiful. They're gorgeous.
What's the lawsuit about?
Upper Deck says that they came up with the idea that people that they employed came up with the idea and they got stolen by the people who put it out. But by Wizards of the Coast, I guess. Is it Wizards of the Coast that's putting out Lorcana? Anyways, they're beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. And I want the San Diego Comic-Con or the Emerald City Comic-Con promo that's selling for like $3,000 now graded. I really want one of those. The Mickey, the original one. But I don't know if I'm going to buy it as heavy as I would.
Bro.
Yeah. I would definitely grab a couple boxes. If you can pick up a couple boxes cheap, Sans, I think they're definitely worth selling per pack on your shows. I know International Comics Josh did a great couple job selling, breaking the boxes on his IG Live, I believe. So there's definitely a market to break, sell packs at a per pack thing and break them. Yeah, man, it's worth a shot. I wouldn't go in super heavy though. I don't know if I'd be buying cases. I don't even know if you can find cases. So, all right, you guys, 244 live. We still got the final book of the night and to go over comments from last week. So make sure you stick around after the final issue, the number 1 issue on the list this week. We'll go over the comments that were left on last week's video. At number 1 this week with 244 watching, Night Terror Zatanna, issue number 2, the 1 in 50 by Chuma Hill.
What are your thoughts about this cover?
I don't like it. I like the eyeballs. That's it. Everything else is gross. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Not everything else is gross. She's beautiful, but the spider legs coming out the back grosses me out, man.
Yeah, I'm so, like, it's one of the. I can't tell. I can't tell if I'm like, man, that is really, really good, or I really hate it. I can't make a determination.
I think there's better covers. Don't you? Don't you think that there's better covers?
Do you remember the? You may not have. There was a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal that came out a few years ago, and he was like a doppelganger of himself.
Oh
no! It was like, I don't even know what. Basically, he was doing something. At the end of the movie, there was like this giant spider in the corner, and that's what this was. I'm like, that's what it looks like a massive spider.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with the eyeballs floating around.
Yeah. It's weird. The eyeballs are cool though. I like those, but the pose is very nice.
Staffton said enemy.
Enemy, that's the name of it. Okay.
But it's a number 2. Again, anytime you put Zatanna on something, it's, it's probably, if it's got a tough, see, look, JC's like on my list for top cover of the year. So it's like, what?
Wow.
I know. It's like, I can't tell. All I know is it's a 1 in 50. It is selling for 150 to 175, and it just came out this week.
Yeah, what's that shit on her face, dude?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's like cuts, like Joker cuts.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, I do,
bro.
Man.
That's.
What's it selling for? Being
150, 150 to 175.
Wow. Wow.
150. Fuck
3
no,
times
bro.
ratio or more.
Hell no, bro. Hell no.
Hey, look, multiple people love it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It toes that line of, I think it's either horrible or the best thing I've ever seen. I can't tell. I just can't. I'm trying to wrap my head around looking at it. Maybe if we read it.
Bro, like, I don't know. I'm sure beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, so I'm not gonna hate on anybody if they like this cover and they want to spend that. Hey man, go for it. I got plenty of other shit to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if it floats your boat, Man.
It's a booty cover. Bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got no words. I mean, it's just one of those.
Honestly, I went to the LCS and like I had high hopes for these covers. I was hoping that every week these covers were going to get better and better, like shit we'd never seen before. And I said, man, DC's got something here, like almost like the what do you call it? The hip hop variants. Like I said, man, this could be another hip hop thing, just keep an eye on these, right? And man, like that Zatanna, like, man, that's some people like it, but man, the cover could have been so much better. Like, I don't even like the way her face is drawn to like you would think a Zatanna cover, like with the terror type of thing, you could think of better covers to come out with, man. We'll see how number 3 looks, shit.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Chuma Hill. Who is Chuma Hill?
I've heard of Chuma Hill. Hold on here.
You think it's good figure drawings? I mean, I guess. I mean, I just maybe it's because it's late and I don't want to have nightmares about a fucking spider butt fucking me and shit, dude.
Yeah, who knows, man? It's definitely interesting. So.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm hoping that this is one of those that I'm like, if I ever saw it for like $30, I would buy it, but I don't know what I would do with it at that point. Would I keep it? I don't know. I still try to figure out what's the floating eyeballs. I'm probably missing that somehow.
Yeah, they're weird. It's weird, dude. It's for sure. It's weird. Yeah. But people like that. People like weird. You know? Can't blame them for that. So there it is, you guys. The list for August 11th, 2023. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at last week's. There we go. At last week's comments. Starting off with Mr. Here, if you were the books last week, if you remember, a couple of the books to give you an idea. From Mr. Cool, he says, I was in the Kirkman SDCC panel for Transformers 1 sketch variant. It was one of the few giveaways that was an absolute surprise. Skybound once again did a great job keeping that a secret until the last minute. That's cool. That's very cool. Swamp Bat says, nice. Assuming you got a copy, do you think it will hold or sell while it's hot? For some reason, I can never get myself to let go of books when I know it's the right time to sell. I feel you. I know that feeling well. Klaus says, I'm with McClay on that Mayhem cover, one of my favorites. I think I have 3 of that, and Dark Horse Presents 10. Yeah, shout out to Chloe Comic Swag for putting up that great copy. Brian LCS says, congrats on your comic book community nomination. Look at that. Nominated for comic book community. Stein?
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was. Somebody said something, or I was like, what is that?
Did you?
But
look
there was
into
like there's like 800 nominations. So
let's take a quick look.
I don't really.
Did you have a write-in ballot like at an All-Star game, bro?
Well, what's funny is they have it listed as House of Stein and the House of Stein. So I got 2 nominations.
Oh man, you're gonna win on a technicality, bro.
Or I'll lose because I split my own votes.
No, you could be the cover B variant.
Here we go. Here's the full list. Look at all these names.
I told you there's tons of them. I mean, whoever nominated me, though, I appreciate it.
Beyond Wednesdays. Look at that. There we go.
Yeah.
What?
See?
Yeah,
Black
look at
Comic
that.
Lords. Black Comic Lords.
Bronze Age Nerd. Yeah.
Bronze Age Nerd. Yeah. Bronze Age Nerd. Bronze and Modern Gods.
Look, Bryan McClay.
And
you just got
Bryan
your name.
McClay. I'm on there twice. Yeah. Look at that.
See,
Bride
so you're going to
Comics.
split your own votes, too.
I'm on with Elite Company, bro.
Hold on. Let's see what we got. You might be in here, bro. Chad Harden. Let's see here. I'm probably
Nobody nominated me.
Chicago Schulte. You might be in here. Hold on.
Hell no, man.
I'm gonna miss people I see that I know. Man, there's a lot of names. Comic Journey. Comic Man Andy. Comic
good for
Tom, of
Andy.
course. Comic
Hell
Tom's
yeah.
gonna be there.
Hey,
Thorough should be on there. That's for sure.
Thorough's probably on
Hey.
there. Hold on, let's see here.
yeah. Hey, like I said, whoever did, I
Reggie.
appreciate it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Como Comic Books. Lords of the Long Box.
But who is this website? Like,
This is
who's making a decision on this stuff?
this is Brian LCS. That's who runs it. So,
That's who runs it?
and I think what he does is see here. How does he get names? So he makes a thing where it says here are the updated award categories. So he's got award categories so it's broken down in channels that have 5,000 or more subs,
I like
1,000
that.
to 5,000, 100 to 1,000, and then he has like subcategories, and people put people's names in there. So shout out to the community, to the people that are watching that nominated people. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, hey, I like the subcategory split out. So somebody who's only got 500 subs isn't going against somebody who's got 14 million. Because that's slightly not the same category.
Yeah.
So, I don't hate it. I didn't know it was out there.
That's pretty cool.
Shout out to Brian. Preemptive Pimp, I imagine, says, I love how you guys clown on number 7, the first Zaniac, which has 17 at 9.8, but love the first Hex Finder and Sister Sarah, which will have over 309.8 in a month and likely never see future investment. I collect rare first appearance Marvel comics, so I would certainly go for that over a new, not special black and white Transformers Ashcan. As a collector, I prefer that Zaniac at 9.8. Yeah, good comment. Great point. Shout out to Brad Selden. It says, things that make you go, The more valuable post-2010 books have a similar print combo, cover A, ratio incentive variant, later printings. And he says, examples, UF4, Edge of Spider-Verse 2, what's DV3?
Darth Vader
3. Okay, yeah, that is something to think about. BJ Nowak says, you could have an older Lando talk about a younger Lando if it's a movie. Then I agree. I always thought the best way to do Star Wars movies about the characters is younger was flashbacks. They could always show flashbacks. Great.
Oh, comment. So like Titanic.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Leverage Comics says there's also a cover B of Daredevil 11. Yeah. You're just ruining everything, Stein. Heineken Jones says, so does this signed Green Label book have an unsigned version? Must be talking about the Game of Thrones book. If so, and its only differentiation is the signature itself, then sorry, I think CGC is probably doing the right thing. As for the comparison to sports cards, signed cards have numerous differences from the unsigned versions, including a printed on card authenticity guarantee. And you responded with, Stein?
No.
No. Yeah.
No. The signed edition, as stated on the barcode, that is the only, you cannot get an unsigned copy. It's only signed. So there is no variation.
Yeah. Yeah, CGC
it's either signed or you have a different or you have just an A cover. That's the only that's the only way you can get that book.
Leverage says again, Daredevil 12 seems like first full if you read the 2 books. And yep, we've definitely heard people say a lot about that. Life Good says, some of these eBay sellers kill me. For instance, an item will sell for a price of $3.99 and I make an official offer of $300 with an expectation of maybe the seller will come back with an offer of $350 to $375. I get nothing. Clock just ticks by for a day or so until expired. Was my offer unreasonable? Why even take best offers if you're not going to deal? I get that too, but I also understand why some people are just like, I don't even want to worry about it. They just forget. You don't even look at the offers.
Yeah, but you could, even if you didn't want to take 300, set the minimum offer at 350 and then just automatically decline it rather than just having no minimum, right?
I agree. Yep. Ed says that Optimus Prime has different size windows on its chest, kind of weird, like different size boobs. Interesting. Let's take a look. Yeah, they are a little different, aren't they?
Oh yeah, one's more like a square and the other one's a rectangle.
Yeah. That sucks. We got more. Shout out to Dave Collects. Make sure you guys follow his IG, one of the best IGs on IG. He says, should move on those Spawn books. People are terrible. Shitty move. Sorry, Jesus. I should have seen that. Shitty move on those Spawn books. People are terrible. And then Blue Alien says Bill Hicks. That's exactly who I was thinking of. And Reef the Sea Forever says sick. Yes. Amen. Very, very cool. And ladies and gentlemen, That is the hot 10. And up down says,
yes.
says, yeah, the boobs are different, like Titanic, right, Stein?
No, everything comes back to Titanic.
Yes. All right, you guys. Again, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We love you guys. That whether you catch us live or on the replay, let us know what you think of the show in the comments. We respond to them live on the show the following week. Tomorrow, Modern Comic Mayhem, we will give away the final Stein Pack book, care of Spec Media and Richie, aka Dollar. Come hang out with us. It'll be a blast. It's always mayhem on a Saturday night on Beyond.
Yeah,
Wednesday.
stop by tomorrow night and we'll talk about what makes a 10 in this book.
There we
what
go.
Qualifies as a 10.
So
Glass cover.
much love, you guys. Adios.
See you.